The Prevention of Terrorism Act is one of the most controversial pieces of legislation that has ever been enacted in Sri Lanka. The current version of the Act was passed in 1979 as part of the government's purported efforts to eliminate threats to a unified Sri Lanka. Debate on the PTA as part of the public policy agenda has been ongoing for a long period of time. The PTA deviates radically from the established law related to the Criminal Procedure Code, Penal Code, Evidence Ordinance, Bail Act, Chapter 3 of the Fundamental Rights, and clauses of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, which is ratified by the Sri Lankan state. The PTA violates rights guaranteed under Articles 11, 12, 13 and 14(1) of the Constitution. Specifically, the PTA violates Article 13, which ensures proper administration of justice such that individuals charged with criminal offences get a fair and public hearing by a competent, independent and impartial tribunal established by law. There are 6 key contentions against the PTA which this report proposes. The PTA as modelled on the past is outdated and contains draconian counter-terrorism regimes. The implementation of the PTA impinges on fundamental freedoms of the accused. The PTA does not meet an equilibrium of criminal justice and the rights of the accused. The PTA violates procedural justice stipulations. The restrictions in the PTA are of a permanent nature. The PTA empowers the executive to restrict fundamental freedoms of the accused and issue regulations not subject to parliamentary oversight. There are 4 key recommendations vis-à-vis the PTA which this report proposes. Repeal the PTA and incorporate the special provisions mandated by counter-terrorism legislation into the criminal law regime. Alternatively, if it is felt essential, enact an appropriate counter-terror law that is human rights compliant, legitimate and proportionate with the aims of a democratic society. In the unavoidable event that the PTA is not repealed, reforms should ensure additional and existing procedural safeguards are implemented in practice. Conduct a broad dialogue on the PTA among different sections of the society, including civil society and human rights activists.